inside the program shortly, but let me introduce my guest, Solomon Sundu, the Executive Director for Bianchi Foundation. Solomon, welcome to the show this day.
Good afternoon, Remy. Good afternoon, viewers.
And we also expect Melvin Mansaray for joining the conversation. But first said, let me take an extract of the President's statement earlier today, and then we'll come back for discuss the show.
Through an array of comprehensive pledges and strategic endeavors, we embark on a transformative odyssey that harmonizes agricultural development, economic growth, and societal progress, firmly anchoring the future of our nation upon the bedrock of food sufficiency and sovereignty. I come to human capital development, nurturing skills for the 21st century industry. My government's commitment to human capital development recognizes its importance in fostering stability and driving progress within developing nations. Over the past 5 years, our flagship program, Free Quality Education, has propelled our nation to remarkable achievements, resulting in an unprecedented surge in school admittance and university entrance examination pass rate. With a robust policy and legislative framework, we stand poised to surpass these milestones and reach even greater heights. Our profound understanding of the significance of foundational learning has solidified our commitment to investing in primary and secondary education. Furthermore, we have made significant strides in expanding access to higher and technical education, particularly in STEM courses, while establishing technical and vocational centers across most chiefdoms nationwide. Moreover, our steadfast investment in robust health systems is an indomitable force propelling the cultivation of a productive society capable of making substantial contributions in the modern era. Prioritizing specialized skills and bolstering public health and emergency systems, we are well prepared to meet our nation's ever-growing demand for healthcare services.
All right, well, Dana President Bio, Billy talk earlier today in the Parliament. He highlights, progress made and also talk about what in government plan for do within this next 5 years. Like I introduced Solomon, also don't join us today by Melvin Mansaray. But I want to start with you, Solomon. Before we look into specific of the president in address, what you emphasize generally on the atmosphere in a Parliament force and that kind of thing we expect for parliaments today?
Well, thank you, Remy. Today mark another day, when a historical day of the fifth session in the 6th Parliament. Also, you see, say President go open Parliament. Before, like today, we can see the opposition day in a Parliament. Everybody today with other colors. You see supporters. Everybody day within their own domain. But like we too see today, yes, the governance they run. But for me, if I don't better for like the opposition, even though Mohamed Bangura did it, but for like for see who side them all go did it today, and for let them all begin sit down and listen to this 26-page, speech we I get with me now, we President Bio delivered today at the House. Because it means say all in manifesto promises we don't give to the people of Sierra Leone. Now today, they don't go to Parliament for talk exactly and commit himself to the people of Sierra Leone, now the legislative house, Who side they pass law for we? Who side all ends in the way they talk about feeds alone, human capacity development, national cohesion, all of them saying they speak to a volume of documentations, right? If we talk about policies driven, now that parliament then get for passing, if na loan self we go for, if na anything we go for, the commitments where the president make today, now that same parliament then documents and they get for will pass. So for me, like what you ask, if we don't better, let the opposition then take part. Because why would they call them let them take part? For me, not disservice to we all, right? Because we don't foresee that parliament for parliamentary words, let not be a rubber stamp parliament. Usai documents would go now only SLPP or the support by one individual within a parliament away na Mohamed Bangura. But one foresee Usai, frank discussion will take place on documents, on issues, on laws them where the border within Sierra Leone. Generally, now that would one foresee let the host sit on that kind of way. But today, we'll not see that way. If you happen so today, President Biodon recommit himself to state obligations. It's you say from today, ongoing, the governance structure, they don't sit down. Full, because the president's, the power where he gets, mark you in a member of the parliament. He don't go commit himself to his colleagues, I will say. Do ya na this again for do. We wanna be elected today, we be take office, we don't begin seeing them like we intercept be they talk. Now we don't take another, elected position. They urge everybody, even the boycott of parliaments. I remember like the same day today, years back where former President Nkrumah be the open parliament. He used one word. It's a boycotting of parliaments, not fashionable again na the modern world for let you boycott parliament. Let you say they take part in parliamentary proceeding. Let you say they even sit down and discuss governance issue. It's a then day nothing that a former President Nkrumah in talk that one day. That's the way they give in last waiting and calling parliament. So for me, I think say now on that kind of thing day, all the other honorable members, including the opposition, the APC executive for don't sit down and say, one of we former presidents, one of we former leader and chairman of this great party, we don't talk say boycotts in parliament or not taking part on governance issue, they're not fashionable. It means say now all thinking na one day. Now archaic idea on that one day. Now idea way not there in the 21st century. So for me, I will use that in word and waiting President Bill talk today say, let we all come together, let we be Sierra Leone, let we all be part of national development, agenda. Just like we can say, maybe campaign. Now for let we all get one national development agenda. So that nobody pan this FED, APC camp, SLPP camp, but anyone we come with that one document, who go they go with a small for achieve water, for talk about food, talk about any other thing we make with the suffer so today with your economy. Okay. So for me, if you ask me generally, we the call on other players made in one parliament based on the commitments where the president don't talk today. Let we all did it and make sure say they do the right thing. Let we put them on their toes. The opposition for continue for put we all civil society look the dialogue will get in this year. Now for let we put government on their toes. We dey work with governments. We know they work for government, but we dey highlight anything where they bother the nation, anything where they disturb the citizens. We will get the opportunity for speak to powers. They don't give it the opportunity. They say, let we do them. With no afraid, we'll all do them with a positive way.
Okay. I'll come back to you, Solomon. Let's bring in Melvin into the conversation. On the aspect of Parliament, we see the clerk of Parliament, when he announced Honorable Mohamed Bangura of the APC, see the acting, minority leader in Parliament, and for receive the address of the nation by the president with the leader of government business. But generally, I describe that kind of thing, from that point when the clerk announced, well, the two most senior posts at that moment, say, for receive the document from the president.
Now, I say by virtue of in decision we make, Honorable Melvin Mansaray as the de facto leader. And if you go back to our Facebook page, somebody say how Nabel full thinking on a the person get the way I describe him. But today, of course, ceremonially we don't see how it pan out. So first, let us begin for say kudos to the administration of Parliament. A lot of new measures today will then be taken. Firstly, strangers we are really controlled.
Yeah.
That rancor, that this is sing against this, inter against this, we not see it today.
Or is it because the opposition not in a parliament?
I'm coming to let's give the merits first.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right. So I mean, for the fact that everything was orderly done, invitations, security, protocol, everything was done almost, underline this word, almost flawlessly, without any buts. Okay. So thanks to the administration of Parliament for that, and of course, I don't want to be critical for now. Let's just hold on let's talk the positive sides.
Okay.
Of course, another look will be the thing will be the look ahead. So many people are saying perhaps the members of the diplomatic corps were not going to be in attendance.
Yeah.
Like how the administration creates space for them. We see from the EU to the Irish aid
Breaches.
to the breaches, they were all there.
I think the
What
US
does this mean?
included, yeah.
It means that irrespective of the disagreement between the government and the international community, yet still there is some elements of confidence in the president and the government. Kudos for that. And of course, you look at down at the well, you go down at the well, you see almost all of the ministers were in attendance, some of the judges were in attendance, all the SLPP MPs were in attendance, Parliamentary members of Parliament were in attendance, and of course, Honorable Melvin Mansaray was in attendance. On the floor, that's where I may get issue.
Okay.
At first, when a camera made the role, there was this ill-conceived attempt for ferry SLPP MP them from the right to the left. Then if the speaker and the leadership of Parliament will be not allowed and they forbid, always in President Bio talk, always happens in our Parliament today. If they never begin no importance. Why? Because best practice across the world, Parliament is divided into two aisles.
Yeah.
The left and the right.
Yeah.
The government and the opposition. So for me, it was baffling. I was like tormented. For last see, I don't want to call the prosecutor and say, "Una go to the under, una to the under, una to the under."
So that was misleading.
No. I tell the colleague in the gallery, I said, this is a breach of parliamentary best practice. But thankfully, the wisdom of the speaker and other leaders of parliament, that was corrected. I think that the only blight and bots than the way these events will be done gets today.
Okay.
And we can't go into detail. So I tell them thank you. And also security. Somebody will say a heavy, but once you get your invitation, once you go through the screening, then they allow you. Yeah. And I want to say thanks to the Office of the Chief Whip of Parliament also. We see Honorable Tawa almost like he served as gatesman today. Why? You know he's the Deputy Chief Whip too.
Yeah.
And it is part of his job description now that there is order and decorum in the house.
But we're fixing out the force of this that kind of structure we are in the chief whip two, or you know, a chief whip, you know, take that kind of position for ensure say you align everything for me.
In our day, if possible, elect with our
and the merits where they give it deserve.
I don't. You know, because
I got to the merits.
Exactly.
I don't to the merits anymore. I can champ. So now go post to the merits. The merits there is you see how the political and administrative structure of Parliament they work together. Don't forget, anytime you see Alala in Parliament and the politician and the causa, and today we see some politician they want to circumvent the rules. But you see person like Honorable Tawa, you say no. For Yana, two people, parliamentarian and web up. So we see a lot of coordination today, and also for once, I give some credits to State House. President Bio, it's like you are work for this country, but we cannot decide. The liaison, what we see in the person of Casey, he was a former parliamentary staff in making sure that from the day we first started running a parliament, they liaise, they coordinate. And we see a very good coordination between State House and parliament this time. We don't need a parliament sometimes we state house can get the parliament. But that was not the case today. So we want to say kudos also to state house and the new person. Dear Pabio, me beg you, Mr. Casey, just left another position, let him be the state house parliament liaison. Because that political affairs minister be get a fifth parliament in na la krabu. You know, no. In fact, before that mandate in that office day, like I be there, so like see just the play that role play. So there is now a nexus. What does this mean? Somebody always say maybe not praise you and praise no more. No. What does this mean? It means say then say no they see something in common at the executive can of the parliament without due consultation. We might not see if this what we see so today continue. So kudos to State House and the new office owner and the president of Mr. Casey. Now on the subject matter of the president at the SSF, firstly, it seems as if the sack with the president sack, it don't begin yield some fruits. Because I tell you the speech writer there, some of them they don't go. Yeah, some of them don't go worker. Because under normal circumstances, the shortest term we would expect for take part presidential in 2 hours. But this is less than 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yes, under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Precise,
yes,
sacrosanct, to the point. Yeah. So that person will write the speech back in the State House. I want to tell them back thank you. They always engage for make the president speech. I tell them thank you, not because they're in the State House. Because me one and I go beg nobody in the State House. I'm not sabi the whole self for good. I tell them thank you because they focus on the thematic situational issues in the country. What are they? Post-elections disagreements, the need for reconciliation, and above all, this we don't talk and say. Anyway, let God bless AYV back. You know why? Because nobody give them platform here for critique, working critiques. So some people will say, they're against government. We got some people that in the text, they're anti-government. They're anti-the Melvin all tell you, they're against government. But some of the things I want to talk with, you see, it be a fruits. Yeah. It actually be a fruits. What is this I'm talking about? We don't talk, say, from when the election done, nobody asks ECSL question. You remember?
Yeah.
Countless programs I don't care. Everybody focus on you. All the attention upon you. Was I new pool and that's well then count and that's the thing when President Bio do what we all for clap for like you the APC or you don't know party. Now for the fact that he acknowledged that there is a need for an electoral review. Yeah. It don't establish a committee for do that. So me only beg the beggar and then people in that committee let them be independent. Don't say if we be APC or people. Let them just be independent, liberal, and people will elect salon. We go ECSL we see they can't come on and do. Take it from me. That committee, if it is non-political, non-partisan, then do their work. Bang, like our president, be talk and so in my estimation, frankness.
And then we'll get a better result. Expectation.
No, we can't know what's happening. Yeah. Although President Joseph said they cut short, he said there were logistical challenges, but he tried for dominate we back say they were not significant enough. Today, President Bio, you day, I don't want critique that side. It should say there were problems. And now, this committee, that committee with the media will put attention on. Who don't are the members of the committee, or we already know that the vice president for chair. This committee, if they do their work well, 2028, we don't get electoral issues, we don't get any kind of problem with this right now. So, President Bio, thank you because you know, although some of you supporters them in the talk say we have Botoba with the talk that there is a disagreement and ECSL need for be scrutinized. For the fact that you listen to people like we want to say kudos. Now the work starts with ECSL. Who's not for the slow right now? On a body for the get goosebumps.
And also,
because if that committee,
we definitely wait now. Let the president set the committee.
No, the president said the composition.
Yeah, of course.
Society, media. The only thing about the president, not be pacific.
The independence of the committee.
Exactly.
Because that is very important as well. So being that yes, I think it's a point the president did. So while we wait for the president and for pick the one and we get for the committee. You know, we see inside the president also make a commitment of the August 10. We see how the reports have come. We, you know, indict members from the government, members from opposition, you know, across, and we see the recommendations. We expect also from that committee for be transparency, like you talk about, very important into this case.
And apolitical.
Yes, because it makes a lot of sense. But also, you talk generally that the president in speech, the right term. Or the committees, or the committees you don't forget the president in speech for the first time in history, a state opening. We get a speech well organized and they're at point, they're at par, and you find out say even what the president done for reading speech, everybody be surprised. The president not done, and very constructive. And that point, like you mentioned, and the key areas where the president is also very significant.
Let's say the logic. The logic there is that person way advise the president on that speech and do very well. President, you don't underrate people in people in the leg salon. If president, you ever be talking about Kuboku, if I be either begin provoke the opposition, begin call their name, it begin make some statement there where somebody go say, hey, well, I this man they talk so. Because in short, it was statesmanly. Because in short, it was appealing. Because in short, it was realistic and nationalistic. So the shortness, and not short because of your short too. It's short because it was the right thing to do. When you talk about coup, you get problem, you go open problem tomorrow and by. And you see the president, he was diplomatic, it was more diplomatic than political. Even when he want to talk political issues on a big five, you see, it was very strict to say so. But there is one point where I want for us end up quick one. I mean, the document book I don't read at least half of farm. But let farm get this point when the issue we get for do with the fact that President Bio, let God bless her. Let God bless her. Yeah. You know, me not about to praise politician though.
The book is here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be point 29.
Yeah, 29.
I don't read on point 29. Let me go there quickly. Okay. Hold on. Wherein it is saying that we not take peace for granted.
Okay.
Hey, President Bio, that person the one the way put that thought together and the best thing. Let me say, it say today. In this very we are coming close.
29.
Let us point 54.
Okay.
Let us not take that. Is that 54? Let us not forget that the true leaders. Okay, that is past. Where it says, let not take peace for granted. For me, I think the point where it try for express basically that the situation where we did so, like a best situation. Wherein on top coal on
that was 59.
Point 59,
59.
Right?
So let us never take the peace and stability
exactly.
we currently enjoy for granted.
That's it.
Yeah, it's 59.
All right.
59.
Yes. Let me just go. This point, I think I already half of farm. I don't have first reading. It says, let us never take the peace and stability we currently enjoy for granted. Look around us, both on our continent and worldwide, and we witness the devastating consequences that unfold when political actors fail to resolve their differences with maturity and respect for the law. For me, this is the most captivating. President Leone is telling you that if political stability is not there is a tendency for a plunging into unrest. There is a tendency, like we don't see in Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry, there is a tendency that the military might be tempted. So President Bio, for God's sake, what he talks about the hard facts that because of political, and if you can read the preceding paragraphs, he said, we have long since departed from the darkness of conflict and embraced the illuminating light of freedom and democratic principles. Let this parliament, be the beacon of hope, continue to lead the way. That's not a message of parliament. But it make the point on dialogue, emphatically. Dialogue. Listen to the word. Dialogue, mediation, negotiation. For me, I think say that the president will kill the beats. He killed the beats because he understands say things not normal. You know, sometimes they can call and say that president and Mumu president and talk. But this talk where he talk, people will get conscience. People will elect salon. Elect self na banya fake himself. For the fact that they don't talk, let them follow up on these words. And to the APC. If you don't ever believe President yourself, dear me, I beg una believe for this speech for now, for this address.
Because it's a genuine point.
This is the most genuine point. The man is addressing political instability issue. He's addressing the issue with regards to security. He's addressing the big elephant in the room, electoral reform and review. If President Bio all that here happen, me, I'm sure this country will move 2028. The issue will be. If that committee they do their work, we don't get her. So for me, I want to say, President Bio, you never fall for you. Pass this address. I fall for you small because you're not a politician. Like you talk one thing and do other thing. But with this, me and all this address, say this life of parliament done by God power. This address will be the basis of any of my analysis or write up on parliament and the presidency. So once more, kudos to the president. He want for see a united Sierra Leone. He want for left a peaceful legacy, and then kind of people also for support. So to really civil society and the media even praise. You know, I got so bad with the speech right there. They're very cognizant of the players, the actors, them when they make a difference. President Bio, you see, they commend civil society, commend the media, and he say we are the lifeblood of democracy. And also, I will visit and say you can blast back for international community like how we don't see other man and say, hey, the game so ambassador. He never. He say in government ready for work with all partners at home and abroad. So President Bio, for me, this speech is not political. This speech is a nationalistic speech.
So you want to describe this speech as the best speech?
No, I'm not saying that one day it's, but for this one before me, it's nationalistic and the most patriotic so far. This is his 6th State of the Nation address. And all the one that we don't talk, they are all political, rhetorical, and otherwise. But this one is nationalistic and patriotic. That is not to say not get bots them, but for now, I think saying that the message we need for Salone, for their unity and their temper and calm down.
I know, you know, because there are a lot of debates on social media, like what Melvin talk about the speech of the president, very sincere speech, and whether the president direct the speech right on waiting for do, I think the president were quite very honest and say no, it's high time we need peace and national cohesion at most. And part of the president in statements we always don't make is about the one for left a legacy. And part of a legacy is about how we for unify Sierra Leone moving towards the next election and in final term and ensure say we able for keep that peace. Where, you know, it's said we don't fight for the peace. So we always make that commitment that we want for keep the peace as part of his legacy while he make mention about in Big Five. Where if always he puts in Big Five, and then government puts out now the Big Five, if peace and national cohesion or they not going to achieve that. So with that speech alone, it makes a lot of sense and pay attention into dialogue. You know, for every party talk about dialogue, every side they talk about dialogue. And sure, and I think Kiamon what he talk, despite they commend the parliament, but he say we cannot get the number we need into parliament. If we not get a dialogue.
Exactly.
I know.
We're not realistic. I like just join that side.
I won't give you the platform.
No, go ahead. You get it. Go ahead. No one talk better talk.
That makes it once I want to get the platform. Carefully, because we have this document, civil self, so day on day, like always see Melvin they talk, right? Not to follow we praise sing, but let we take me the word safe with the presidency, the one for use on behalf of the executive. It is pledge a matured healthy relationship. That word is safe we use. Healthy relationship among all other players, be you opposition, be you any other political party, for the sake of good governance. They say ready for listen to that, right? And at that now once. We don't want for like, you know, maybe don't talk all thing, like what's in boil around the speech. In other words, today in one of the shortest speech, but by the time we meet the turn, by the time man they interact, well, President Bio don't give speech. The man they speak in a first round for us.
You know.
So for me, and what's more important, now we speak to the issues, short and precise. Now that's one for the say now. So like, you know, what's it don't begin, they galvanize. You know, in party, you know, still what's saying. Let them say, no, say the president this time round, not so for let they can divide Sierra Leone in set before, or not so for let it tell the other side and say, we are not so part of national development. Not so that's it they say, oh, this word now, they not tell them say one another this, they not tell them say one another that. We are no one for use the
we don't talk
exactly. So now it don't retract itself. And like what Melvin say, it means say, it don't mean say we critique over issues. It means say you there against. You always for look that person way critical and objective. Now once it want for help you, it want for make you see your administration wrong. Now just like what you say, we wait in we own corner there. One day when they meet, we talk openly. How many times we don't there for the past 5 years, Solomon so we don't go knock somebody in door say can state ourselves. If you look President the way they see, don't the pass see me alongside, puts in glass down a wave. One day for the past 5 years, like who get this bottle, like when me you they interact or Melvin. Never. But we do we work as salon people, we do we own work for let we all make sure say this country are better, I will all want for see am. And then now people don't they see say waiting some of we consider and talk, not so follow they talk negatively. If the negative thing that happen, now we don't begin say President Bio don't begin do well. But then ministers them back, we don't appoint. I'm glad we talk say, and no one for Yegi but who excuses this time. Now work it once. When you work, if you not say they will perform, now you tell for say I will resign.
Pull and Safu.
Because one for see now we see exactly what's the happen. With Oyegi, fuel price don't go up, even though now world business. But one for see we own country, and that can they plead what they plead to we authority. The quick President Bill don't say once empty conversation. Do ya will not say Sierra Leone no go without taxation. But even though that $13 million don't go out, but let the president because now still what should we talk about for do this fuel subsidy again? I ain't the one for avoid. But other people they ask, what's in go benefit citizens now? We $13 million per day, you know, better off with life. If they pull them, will life go better? But again, you look, if like when the president talk about that big five, they talk about the human capital, they talk about agriculture, they talk about feed salon, they talk about youth empowerment or youth skin, they talk about
innovation.
Exactly. So it talk about Boku will go for revamp, even the public sector, right? So for me, all of them say the way don't highlight and put on these documents. We're not going for done today. Of course. We don't take good time to go through them. As we come alongside, now so go for the sit down and talk about the president and remind the appointees of what's in these documents. And the parliamentarians, please, let them all enjoy effectively this time round. One, let them make sure say they play good oversight role. Let them make sure say they pass good laws. Let them make sure say they meet with the district because now a PR system with they deal with now. Let them get conversation with them people so that we all will be part of national decisions. So for me, not that for praise exactly, but the presidents now don't realize say we need peace, and without the other players the country no go wrong. You don't talk about what's in the way for big pastor when we president go talk. For say we alone cannot able to do it. We can do it if we all put our hands on deck, and that is the real fact. So we appeal like we don't begin praise the fourth estate. That is to say journalists. You talk about civil society. We integrate into this. This time, let we left the negative aspects of the country. Let we see who side for support, who side good day. But when it comes to the worst, we not for shy again for talking.
Of course.
Because that's not the frank.
No, but continue when they make Parliament.
Exactly.
I know. I think a comment from somebody on our Facebook page. He say because the president is surrounded by young people, and naturally young people can think widely. Because they know the issue. They mingle around, then come to young people, and young people can feel free always for talk to and come to young people. And this morning, we presented Mattia and also Elizabeth Biax Cherno, the Minister of Information, about in rapport young people and the time we will take for engage young people in social media, because sometimes we can see that kind issues surrounding issues not the social media, but you need somebody for address that. And how often them from the information ministry for the engage people on social media, it's also a way of dialogue as well. If somebody it's government and you get away for play diplomacy, for engage them in a chat the way forward, for they understand government positions into this. But Melvin, with all waiting President BOC, you think so we are on the right path in this in 5 years? And he pay attention in Big Five. He also mentioned in Big Five. And he say one for succeeding to that. And there are other areas he prioritized this time for looking to.
Maybe you come inside. Not something when President Bill talk about the reforms of our electoral laws. And not and down. I think that's one big key pathway. I think say where the opposition, you talk about even if the opposition, now this what they say, if you want to be part, come. Like you na fish or you na somebody where they live inside water, you know me say if water rough, you come on inside water. This word for say the reforms of electoral laws is very key, because this is not the same law where they then SPP where they made the opposition they cry with. Now the APC they frown at this law, but if they're not a part and a key
of the reform,
you know go fine. So let them come. let everybody be part of this
But
reform.
Melvin, this way of assurance from the president of calling the opposition, because not part of them concerned that, could it mean it's an assurance of them that you can, let's get a dialogue now. Can a parliament discuss issues, and while we address some of the things, and like what Solomon say, if they are not involved into them process, and it probably can be one side off.
Now that make, if Namina for be one of the advisors or the speech writer of the president, a job where I feel say are comfortable for do, and I don't do it for so many other capacities, do not the presidency. President Bio for we don't talk the attempts that we make from after the election for reach the opposition. That now an aspect of the speech where conspicuously silent. It can mean that he has not been making move, or the opposition has not been yielding to the moves. He been for being deliberately talk say after election, I try for make move. But now that he not talking about, he's speaking to the broader picture. Still, the opposition gets a moment now for get a rethink. APC must rethink after listening to that speech. Yeah, the whole politician and sabi themselves. In my videos, not talk. But with what you don't talk now, you really use for public scrutiny. Anything you go outside of that, we'll come back and never will say, not this EBC, and this is to do. So now, I think it sets the stage for a resetting of the political conversation. APC, because they don't talk, say they can't form this committee for review the elections. Then for me, really now for say, okay, we'll watch them, but look can small, like the one kind inside full. Because they don't talk, say there's a need for dialogue, then for be willing enough for go reactivate then channels, then they wait for can bring dialogue. I know one of them now, Honorable IB Kagbo.
Yeah.
And then same message every president be talking, how they talk. Of course, Honorable Mohamed Bango have been talking about, you know, saying they're not going to take them for granted for now. But the fact remains, within President Bio talk, not so rhetoric. Now all the family understand. Within that rhetoric, the entire politician they talk no more than talk and no more but talk. It speaks to national realities. And I don't want to overemphasize them, but President Bio next time, if we don't talk, you know, where Palava they be back, it doesn't like man and wife now. When they make Palava, all kind of what they come out. So if you allow the wife to talk, say, you know, useless man, you need pull chop money, well, you know, say the pull chop money, you not talk, huh? A lot of people are going to believe that. So it's now the onus now on APC now. APC, I don't want to use any harsh adjective. If they mean business with the people of Sierra Leone and the one that will vote for them, would they expect a statement from them in reaction to the president's speech?
Exactly.
If they are, let me use the word, if there is sober-minded opposition,
that's a good point.
they're supposed to put a press release restating their position and now opening a room for dialogue based on what the president say. If the APC is not fixated, if the APC is sober-minded. Because at the end of the day, I don't talk and say, I don't write but and say, APC near the win, SNP near the win, for which we depend so. Now that President Bio, one man where many of the critics like me, we don't talk say, he gets some elements of political arrogance. It's coming down from his us. Mind you, President Bio, add line now. Don't not forget that. Now, I smile first. Me, I used to say, one say, oh, glad with the smile. President Bio, you glad you're not glad you. The only time you see President Bio smile, now when you start to win that game. Now the only time I see, people don't sabi. So if that man they put in status aside, mind the president's back, then vote so like you argue, say in any kind of way, but then vote so he's democratically elected, though with legitimacy issues. If you don't calm down and can't address the issue so frankly and honestly, I don't see any reason for the APC back not come out and get a reaction to them. That is not the starting point.
Yeah.
So let's advance the conversation that we need for the APC to say. I think that will be me. So APC, we need to respond to the president's speech. Let we know if we mean business or we not mean business. Because at the end of the day, with what the president Bio don't talk so, don't if in communication people can embellish well, civil society and media, we can't talk frankly. APC supporters then will begin to raise questions about the APC decision.
Yeah.
Like how we talk so now. Me, some man accuse me saying na APC, some man say me na SLPP. I always tell them, say, you will not say you get a record of me, say I get party card in any of party, or I get. Of course, I have friends in the SLPP, I have friends in the APC. That is an open secret. But with waiting the president don't talk so today, APC should be thinking in the next 24 hours to come out with a statement clearly stating what they expect and how for settle. Because the power always powerful, and a pauper, we don't hear anything like pauper for that address. I will tell and thank you back for that.
All right. Yes, Solomon.
I think, say, I will take from one point where Melvin bring if really the opposition, well, I will not take it towards that if
they are sober-minded.
If they are really up to the task of which they want their supporters.
You know, so in both school you go.
For which they want their supporters to be with them. I think, Lord, take them very serious.
Of course.
They make a very good statement which today I feel too proud of. Because if you look inside the statements, there is nothing you can watch as a political statement we know the brain can, the bridging.
Yeah.
Anything we talk is surrounded, say, let we all come together for doing. So this, I support Melvin, make today, let the APC go and read this document and come back to the senses.
And I document you read inside 1 hour.
Yes,
because it's a very short document.
You understand?
Yeah.
And pick the good things where they don't say. Now they focus with their own statements and say, okay, the president don't say, right? Okay, Melvin may say they don't make attempts, but we already don't say avoid political rhetorics. You know, one talk today, wait till we don't talk, it's and back today. But I hear from the chairman, Prince Adam, they say the president in self. Waiting and to talk. They want for relay that they open dialogue, but we want for say like political talk. Let be frank talk,
exactly.
Right? So let the opposition use this opportunity. Let them self-reply. It means say the president don't send Oliver Melvin. You remember when we give in
acceptance.
Exactly. Speech, so that Oliver we don't send today. Now recommitments they don't make of all them words and way they talk. They don't put an eye into a book. That's not this. They want for let it happen as alone. Let the APC then come out with a very vibrant statement. Just like what my brother say, we'll find for we back because I didn't say civil society don't come, then they support government. We know they support government pankalo for anything they're against the people.
Sure.
We they work with government for let we, the people of Sierra Leone, life better and bring changes and let people not dispute that. Wait till they consider we talk. Believe you me, the government. They listen to
people and they listen.
Of course.
Even the president.
Even the president. They get time for listening to all of them message and they think the way good for Sierra Leone.
And I understand the president will listening to local radio station. Watch locally and one post we very devoted into
now
that.
so you for B, let you know exactly who's are your weak points. The one the way they can fan praise. Well, I wouldn't say flame. The one who can fan praise on you, you know them. And the one who can fan fires, flame. You know,
you're too diplomatic. I never your today ask for well. With that message where you so, I'm not surprised if you talk worse part of people and talk. Because president, you don't shock her.
Exactly.
I never if I be disappointed.
You see Silva talk in the interview.
I was standing next to her.
Next to me.
I never if I be disappointed and all I want to support Adebayo because I always don't talk about the president being arrogant, being pompous and all that. So Adebayo. Pull other audio no more, but for we went to the president one piece in this country.
I know, please. Of course. So I understand your points. Because sometimes.
You can blast this number.
But
for fool, some people already believe her.
But maybe for the condemn, you see this blast. But say today. But let the opposition come up to statement
with the position paper on. But we still get time.
Yeah.
We still get time.
No, I'm not expecting today because I was carefully studying.
Let them carefully read this document and come out with
and that Secretary General left that headline message, South Africa today. You got to be diplomatic. In fact, you are a lawyer.
Yes.
Much is expected. You for be mindful of your words. You see the president saying, "The president and not talk like for saying I get all the power." Be careful with your words. Yes. So, Mr. Secretary General, if you're not going to make statements, be very guided with the kind of tone. The tone alone, not even the words. The tone of the message of APC. Now I'm going to make SPP about Greece here. Because don't forget, we don't blast SPP say back then back the arrogant on one piece. I don't talk Kanaya. So I may vex. But with 20 President Bios talk so, even if it's not be one piece, it should say then get interest in peace. Yeah. So the opposition said, therefore be flexible enough for give and take for let get a way out of the situation.
And also we probably will coin the entire conversation and the speech of the president into is it 59 of a statement we talk about peace.
Yeah, 59.
Yeah, stability. And because it's all of that, all waiting that President Tokiana. If we don't get that 59 right,
yes,
then obviously
right. Yeah, sure.
nothing. So we don't know, we don't get, you know, a conversation we're for continue.
Exactly.
Because I know in our two we get time now for go and look into the president in the proper one, because I know again for take the 10 of the whole week, going to next week as well for look at the president in speech. But finally, what's going to be part in short, Melvin?
President Bio, God bless you, where you don't begin left some of the elements of pauperism, and now you don't believe in dialogue and the need for nationalism. Anybody waiting near you, where they say pana you take car, we are there for Saka. Because at the end of the day, we do the panso and saloon is suffer, be APC or SLPP. So, Mr. President, I think you're on the right track. Keep it up. And to all the one that way there around that we might don't give and the right advice and help in that speech, we will continue. This is what we need for Sierra Leone. With this, it will give you courage, it will give you hope, it will not say the future gets a lot of positivity. So once more, thanks to the Parliament, to APC, do you rethink, come out with a statement, if it's possible, una soften, una stance, and of course, again for be give and take. Una interest now for be, then are the members of this committee again for review the work of ECSL, and una take them from there. But so far, it shows say the president elect in country, a wallet development there. Yes, it don't put up in some other areas, but that is the past. Let the bygones be bygones, and let us move on. If we want to enjoy the benefits of a nation, we're richly blessed with all sorts of natural resources. For me, I think say today I go little I sleep well with some peace, because I mean they get sleepless nights. Because some of we now winning at the line. You can't talk when you blast for SLPPO, then say you the APC. You blast for APCO, then say you the SLPP. So we don't almost in that situation is some we don't think say I need to go talk against it, because if I go talk, then go say another day. But waiting the president talk, it has refreshed the national conversation on peace, dialogue, accountability and transparency in election. This is what we need. Kudos to you. And to the international community, una thank you. Although some people have been difficult to not go to parliament, una go there. Una show say una get confidence in what we do in our salon, even if not the government. Please una keep it up, and una self, una dey know how una dey talk, una not go to run una mouth too quick. Because we expect much from una. Now for they make peace, they make palava na. But that election, yes, some of the issues might be genuine, but una talk and too quick. With the presidential election, no more, una don't come out. So una self, una for gonna do embody rethink, and una know say these presidents and governments, they are in serious business for national dialogue and development.
Right, Solomon?
Yes, I think me go round up for tell everybody thank you, the international community we take part today, now parliamentary proceedings, and all around them we make the business come up find. And also the president's speech, we talk about the constitutional review. He said with the review ongoing, most of the things and then what they talk about, don't not forget, everything would be inside. And also, we talk about setting up a committee for make the review electoral laws. Now that's make with the appeal to the opposition. Please come in and take part so that we lost them go find. And make us say back kudos to the ONS, because then this year we be get a frank dialogue. We they call on we colleagues them. We don't go or they don't flee. We don't afraid. We don't get a frank discussion. That we all for come. The security apparatus are sure we say, make we talk to we all. When we can't deal with governance, make we always deal with them and work in tangents with the laws. So when I come back, like nobody not afraid for can talk and sit down na podium for exercise your franchise in your own way for make Salon better. When I not wrong, let everybody come. Salon a democratic state. One for also tell security apparatus and thank you for what they do. Because Sierra Leone, with all the other things they are in the other West African nations, it's not easy for we. I see inside the Nigerian president, they put statements about this fuel subsidy all over Africa now, and they torment we. But do your proper governments see how you go able for cushion, the economic hardship on you people. Also, bravo to the military officers them for the good work and for the experience we don't get over the years that Sierra Leone will let presidents they say there will be no more coup or interregnum in Sierra Leone. Because on a respect on our work and we appeal to the president, do the security aspects, make it all and fine, make sure say it deal with the issue, not with bias. And this do me or do you politics, tit for tat, Make it not happen again inside this 5 year. Let we all put our hands on deck. We're not traders then. Please, like where Abacha would see yes for open up the space, but they appeal like the Abacha woman them, the Abacha traders them. Let them able for down that markets. Let the people and go back inside markets and live
Solomon,
like one country.
Thank you very much, Solomon Sundu Bianche, Foundation Executive Director, and Melvin Mansaray, a critic and also a senior parliamentary. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being part of the show. I know it has been a very fruitful conversation. Even, you know, like what Melvin say, even though Melvin very honest in what they say, people still get different thought about.
That is say we no go tire. We continue for bring and we own, and we own parts what they do.
I know. So it's a good speech by the president, and like what one Texas say because the president surrounded with a lot of young people. And you know, young people get, you know, long way for go. Of course, so they always want for tailor everything into peace and national cohesion as well. And you know, and there are a lot of issues about this. You know, most of them, holding that position where the president's appoint, and you find out everything went well and very successful. You know, generally it boiled down to peace and unity. And I think that would be only get them right as and don't be they do before then we don't go in a very right path. Congratulations to all of them. Also when this edition of we News and Current Affairs show this day. And this day go return again tomorrow, Friday, for the final edition. And hopefully, you know, let's see how they go. Probably the main opposition will come out with a statement. Other players also probably will come out with a statement with regards to the president's speech, and I will continue conversation around that. Till then, do have a lovely day, and bye for now. And many thanks to the production and technical team, and my two special guests, Melvin and Solomon Sundu.